looks like it's going to be the latter.
I did actually look up your tournament run at the Asia Pacific with the Boons and Goons taking the Covenant 1-0 in the lower bracket. Congrats on that win.
We also beat Reject May, the Japanese locals.
Yeah, you did.
Lost to 2 Filipino teams after it. Just too good.
They're just too good. All right, well, let's see. We have a pretty aggressive setup in the river here from the Covenant. Looking to secure at least one, maybe even more runes towards the top half of the map. Wards were placed down almost simultaneously, but through the smoke. Jabolna was able to place down his before the puck did. I'm not sure if they have full info on that ward placement that Dyer has put down, but we are going to run into the river by the looks of it and take the challenge. Windtouch, the one taking it first. Doom trying to walk in, but really just feeling skeptical about the moment. Kidul walks in for the bounty, and it's full-on mayhem as Kidul will drop, and now Doom's going to be dropping low as well, but Ogre's the one to drop first. Copycat will be able to secure a second kill on the Tusk. Blood grenades flying in back and forth. This Queen of Pain might just go down before even getting to start the mid lane. Fairy Fire burns. I'm not sure if that was super value. Maybe it is because the puck ends up dying in the end. I was about to say, let the Quap die. You'll at least have full HP to regen to the lane. But because of the Fairy Fire save and taking the puck down, it's actually better to stay there for that first wave. So 3-2, Danog. Oh, after the first series, I feel like we've been missing on so much Dota. Now we're getting it.
Yeah. We're getting it for sure. Nice little play actually coming through there from Hiraeth on the Pangolier. He used the shield crash as the healing salve came through. Vision given, of course, by those observer wards that were set up in the smoke. So actually cancelled the salve onto the Quap. So could have been even better value coming through for Advance if not for that play.
That was double Fairy Fires, 2-1 on the grenades, the salve as you mentioned, and 3 teleport scrolls in the end. So the majority used by Advanced Esports, even if they get the majority of the kills.
But now we'll likely see Jabolna getting bullied out a little bit here. You know, there's really not too much that a Quap can do against a puck. Makes that kill much more worthwhile, of course, to be able to make all of that happen. I do have to wonder, like, he's chosen to go for the tag team on Copycat instead of the drinking buddies. And I feel like when you've got something like the Drow or a Deuce or a Gyro, it just feels like drinking buddies is so broken, right? Like level 7 plus 90-ish damage. That's nuts.
Yeah, that's... I guess they want to rely on the whole team making damage, potentially. I mean, you did also level up tag team for the river fight, so a lot of people got the benefit from that. But how many times do you actually get to play with 3 to 4 heroes hitting the same target with tag team on? I think it gets less and less frequent the further this game goes, so I guess you're trying to make your mark in the early game with it.
Maybe, but also there's the aspect of, man, is this like a pay to win? I guess he doesn't have Solar Guardian yet. Never mind. Sorry, I'm just looking at the Celestial Hammer not leaving that little Healy thing on the ground. And I'm like, why isn't that working yet? But anyway, remember what I was talking about after the Doom pick, where I was like, for the Covenant, they really just need to be playing around a roster that just wants to run at you over and over and over, not really cooldown reliant. I gotta say, they've done a pretty good job of getting that sort of draft, right? Like, you've got Ogre, you've got Tusk, you've got Drow. They really don't need anything to be able to just continuously run at you. Puck, Dream Coil, not the longest cooldown. Pangolier, Rolling Thunder kind of is, and that's probably the main thing that they're going to be looking to play around with, but it's not like you absolutely need it constantly, right? I really feel like this Drow is going to get pretty active early on.
Also, you can still snowball save with Blink on your allies, but not the other way around. Don't really exactly have a lot of saves except for the Dawnbreaker intervening, and that's about it, as Doom will be able to take down Windtouch.
Indeed.
Leaves the Drow Ranger alone in the lane for a moment.
Yeah, he was just trying to contest the Lotus Pool, but not too much that you can do when you've got a Nyx Assassin going up against
bot lane, big fight too. Dawnbreaker out of position for a moment. 2-man stun comes out. Pango dropping low here, but can they make it work here? As this Dawnbreaker drops low. Meanwhile, the puck punishes the Quap in the mid lane. So finally finding an opening for Zet to take down Jabolna.
Expected in my eyes, and he looks like he's again
bound to happen,
using that puckish just to get all of that free health mana back from the tower. The lane pushed in, make sure he doesn't lose on too much here, and nice little rotation coming through from Kiddo, actually, making sure that Puck doesn't actually... actually, you will.
Well,
Get a... never mind. Water rune. So, Jabolna, nice little coordination coming through with his team.
it's like it's tipping the balance, right? Like Quap drops low, Puck dies first, you're low, you're feeling a bit better, then the Puck comes back in with full HP, then it slowly starts to go in Puck's favor, and then you get the kill. Does it stabilize? Well, Zet is really playing super aggressive on the Quap here. Without a rune to play with, drops the Quap down to like 25% HP, so really liking what Zet's doing here. Not letting the balance now slide in Quap's favor.
No, definitely not. And again, it really just is the matchup in the lane specifically. You know, I actually want to... I'm interested to see how things go for actually top side.
Doom's in trouble in top lane. I think they might be able to take him down with those slows, but Nyx Assassin walks in between. They know that he has a stun ready. He almost killed the Ogre, and then they turned around to kill the Doom because he was a bit too deep.
He's a tanky boy, though. And now that he's level 3, he's got plenty of points to be able to just enable his team entirely, right? 2 points Ignite, he's got a stun, he's got Bloodlust. 1 point is just giga value for a Drow Ranger.
Yeah. Just a bit of a downside for the Doom here. You're playing with a lane partner who isn't technically a lane partner, and he's also eating your jungle creeps. So Doom doesn't even have a devoured ability up yet because he's just eating the creeps from the lane. So, you know, if you were able to find yourself like something nearby, maybe that Cobalt that's waiting there for the extra, you know, movement speed, pretty handy versus the double slow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bottom lane, also big fight. They take down the Tusk.
Not just those slows, but you also got the tag team as well that's going to be impacting onto you. So something like that, not just for yourself, but even just everyone in these overall team fights is going to be so valued.
Looking at the early CS here, it is the Pango who's getting the least so far, but this was maybe expected. In this particular matchup, TB is way stronger than the Pangolier is. He doesn't really have anything that harms him with the Fortune Favors the Bold. It comes with items later on, maybe if you have like the S and Y main slow or something like that, where that proc chance might drop, but that's about it. TB doesn't really care about the Pango in the end.
Didn't see what happened, but I feel like there was a bit of a mess up there as
Quap rotating top.
Yeah.
See what he can do with this one. Nice Sonic Wave, catches both. Ogre low, but they want the Drow, which they will get, and Nyx will finish off Wind Touch. This Quap rotation. Well, gets a lot done. That also means that in the bottom lane, Gluttony goes down, but they got the Pango isolated. Kiddo catching both of them, and just needs a couple more hits to finish the Pango, and there we go. So they find the best of both worlds in both of their side lanes.
And Zed not really able to punish as much. He doesn't really have the mana to be able to quickly shove out that lane, make sure that Quap lost a lot underneath the tower, and so it just becomes a really solid rotation coming through. I was about to say he just didn't get the bottle refill when Tusk TP'd in after he died previously, so a little bit of a blunder there coming through. TP himself pretty far forward, obviously not wanting to lose out on too many CS.
I'm just looking at this Nyx Assassin, like you do. One thing you want to do is empty your team's clarity stock. Keep running through the jungle. That's why he's got the double null and a Sage's Mask, and he bought a clarity 10.8 mana regen and close to level 6. He needs to get that Vendetta up as soon as possible. Jabolna's moved to top once again, pushing the Drow Ranger all the way under the tower, isolating the Ogre. No way Wind Touch is getting out of this one. The Doom connects on the Drow, and they're going to be able to finish off the kill. Copycat wants this Doom kill. He'll get it, but it will be 3 kills in favor for Advanced Esports. They will actually lose their Nyx in the mid lane, actually, to Zet.
Yeah, that was because Nyx was actually doing a good job. He interrupted the Puck's TP, so he threw out an Illusory Orb, then started to TP, and then used the Carapace to block the TP. So there wasn't actually a response coming through there from Zet to all of the aggression put onto the Drow Ranger. And I mean, that's such a vital play, right? You pick this Drow Ranger as a TB counter and that last real range carry outside of the Morphling that was going to be able to... Hold on. Speaking of Drow, she's getting dived again.
Oh yeah, the classic, right? TP into lane, get killed again, and that's exactly it. Drow no longer welcome into the top lane. This is such a classic, right? This is the 24 meta of Dota, where you punish the carry every single time. They die once, they will die twice.
twice is not enough for advance. They want to
For
make
ice?
sure that this is just kept in the grave.
We'll be curious to see if this this Drow is even walking back to the lane anymore, or just gonna have to resort to farming the jungle. You'd want to rotate to this TB with people to force him to lose that tower, to let Drow farm bottom and just, make a couple ancient stacks, get this hero really big. But does look like for the moment,
Here we go.
Drow's
TB.
going mid. The rotation bottom. Ice Shard's in a pretty awkward position because the Pango doesn't really find a way in and he dies. Copycat might have grieved his cost 3 a bit there. TB walks out unscathed.
But it's also just one of the pitfalls of having so many melee, right? Like, it just feels like it was pretty easy to be able to counter a lot of what he was trying to do. You have to just spread out because of that Solar Guardian coming through. That's just a position 5, remember, that Gluttony has to be able to play for this one. So just like how overall Advance's draft seems a little bit more balanced across the board in terms of styles of damage coming through. Yes, there have been a couple of good individual plays coming through from, I'd say, Kiddo in particular, that have really leaned it a bit further in their favor. But certainly, we're seeing a ton of value from Jabolna's rotations and haven't really seen an effective one from the Puck yet, right? They just tried one down bottom, but resulted in nothing.
Yeah, Puck's been part of 4 out of the 6 kills, while the Quap has been a part of 11 out of the 14. So in terms of percentages, might look like it's a bit higher for the Puck, but with so much going on, seems like this Quap is everywhere on the map.
Kiddo sees the Drow Ranger as well. Unfortunately, they don't have that Solar Guardian available, but I wonder if he'll have a bit of an idea that Jabolna is coming.
Yeah, it's going to be enough. Tusk is going to be late for this one, and the tower focusing on the Queen of Pain makes it a bit harder to take this Nyx Assassin down, but he will drop, and that is actually Drow with the Illusion Rune getting the kill post-mortem.
Ended up getting more gold from the Nyx than he gave up himself.
Yeah. Sadly, no experience for the Drow. So it's like you get all the money, and Tusk gets all the XP, yeah.
I'd take that trade.
As a support player, yes. I would see you do that. All right, let's see. We go for the smoke. We do have Dawn buying a smoke as well. So, but they're going to be a bit late because the Courier's still flying in, and Covenant's about to connect top. Doom is deep. Queen's right behind. Dagon ready. Can they take this Doom down? 1600 HP and the drums.
Ooh,
he just dooms the Puck before Puck gets anything off. I think that might cancel the whole fight. Jabolna, that's a bit of a whiff. It does a bit of damage to the Puck. It might not be enough, though.
Ooh,
that one's definitely... Okay, that's going to seal the deal. Now the Dawnbreaker is coming in as well with the ulti. Jumps right on top. Uraeus TP's in, does get the rolling thunder off. Nice connections here in the middle of the Radiant team, but they've already finished the Ogre, and there's just no damage. As he said, they won't be able to get anything out of this, and Pango might still be gone. Dagon is ready. Blink and the Scream is ready to. The Reflection slow the Metamorph, and there we go. Double kill for the TB, and Covenant, they literally bite the dust on this one because the Puck shows, but Doom's the one with the quick fingers.
Yeah, they just didn't quickly place a ward down in the lane. If that was the case, then you probably do get the initiation onto the Doom. So the fact that they just weren't quick enough on the fingers to be able to place one down is a bit of a blunder, once again coming through from them. And again, I just want to highlight the fact that they don't have the drinking buddies to be able to play with. This is level 7 Tusk. This is when he's meant to be at his absolute strongest. And if he was using this onto the Drow right now, maybe you do take this tower. Maybe she's able to turn around and even just throw in a multi-shot into that team fight, and suddenly they don't feel so unkillable anymore on Advanced Esports.
Yeah.
But
me as a Finn,
Drow, it's weird.
Me as a Finn, I approve of this message. You always need your drinking buddies.
Absolutely. As an Australian, I agree.
4 heroes bottom, but nobody to be found. So they're going to focus on that T1 tower. They will lose their mid tower as a trade, though. Jabolna has already managed to screw through. Kadu caught with the scan, so I think they know about either 1, the team, 2, the Nyx is scuttling about.
I think they just made a decision saying, you know what, let's just abandon this bottom side of the river because, oh, sorry, bottom side of the map. Because have a look at the vision. Like, that is not where Advanced Esports want to be playing right now. They're like, look, we've taken a few quick kills. We would just want to enable our Nyx to find this Drow and kill her over and over and over again. All of the wards are aggressive right now from Advanced Esports, whereas, you know, bottom side of the map, they've put a couple down for just enabling one tiny little safe space for the Drow to be able to play around. So taking a mid tower, securing all of this map vision to enable the Nyx, and Nyx plus Dawn are going to be able to get kills just on their own.
Also have the AD popped on Zet, suspecting that maybe they're invading for the 14-minute wisdom. They did place a lot of heroes there on the bottom lane. Nobody around though. Kadu is on the hunt. He spots Zet. Perfectly in position as well, frozen the stun, and there goes your puck. Snowball's a bit too late. Copycat won't be able to do much about it, so he's going to drop as well, make that 2.
It's rough. It's looking real rough for him right now. 8k net worth lead. Advance, playing like an advanced team. Making sure that they're just keeping the pressure up, keeping the boys.
Living up to their name.
Last pick Nyx Assassin, right? And it's showing a ton of value whenever you go.
Finally see Jabolna with that fresh sentry. So, not going to be a catch for the Quap. But yeah, they're, like you said, advanced team. I mean, they are really just a tad bit faster than their opponents.
And it's only going to get worse, because this Nyx is 250 gold away from Dagon. Like, this is very, very dangerous. And again,
double like, Dagon.
Anytime that I see a support duo that's able to get kills on their own, I'm very happy, because you just enable your cores so much space to be able to just farm it on your own.
Yeah, this was without the Vendetta even. Nyx able to find another target. Doom used to take down the Pangolier.
Well worth it though.
And the map starts to feel a bit small for this Drow to play. You've got 6,000 net worth, but you don't really have any buddies right now. They're all pretty low on net worth. His other cores. Pango can make space. The puck still allows you this great combo, but then you need really a lot of damage from this Drow Ranger. But they're going to run out of damage killing the Tusk, and here's an opportunity here. Copycat will go down, but they have the Pango rolling in and out, and Zet is there to help to secure the kills. That's exactly what you need.
A much better usage of the ice shards there, just to keep them locked in place and enable that, just know where to go. And that's the sort of rotation that you want to be making, right? Defensive ones, where Puck is able to get that counter initiation coming off the back of just not being able to quite kill the Tusk in the initial volley of spells. I think he had a full magic wand, he had an infused raindrops as well. Yep. And with that, they also get the D-ward. So just a little bit more safe space to be able to pick up that farm.
Almost starting to think if you're planning on playing a Tusk with the Pango, maybe double jump could be of value for the Pangolier. But then
that
again,
was without the Dagon on Nyx, though. He had it on the Courier, but it hadn't reached him yet. Otherwise, I think they do get the kill onto the Tusk. Gotta be careful here on Zet. Venturing out a little bit into the lane, but...
Wind Touch in a good position to pop the smoke, but he doesn't see the Dawn, did he? I think he might have. Yeah, he does actually see far enough, but still walks in. Because, you know, curiosity killed the cat. Was there someone there? Leaves the trees, and suddenly he's dead.
Again, though, well worth it, right? You're using a position 5 to cover 2 cores rotating onto you, and a support. They're still going to be like, well, where's the Nyx? It's obviously going to be a little bit of a concern for them, as Copycat and Hooray.
They spotted him under another sentry, but that's his own, and there goes Copycat. Wraith might be able to burn his mana, though. Here comes the Dawnbreaker, giving a bit of extra healing. Stuns the Pango, and now we're rolling in and out. The Doom comes out before the coil is landed from the Puck, so they're all free to do whatever they want. And this Puck will just die in the flames of hell, as they've got the Pangolier also caught after the Rolling Thunder, getting a double for the Doom. Potentially even a triple with this Ogre Magi with nowhere to go. Tries to finish off the kill of the Nyx Assassin, but it's not going to be enough. Jabolna, godlike spree, 10-1-10 on this Queen of Pain.
He's doing a very good job with a very bad lane that he had to be able to start off. Of course, the first blood and everything that happened around that made it a lot more manageable. And it's not like Covenant can really do anything. Like, I had a quick look at how many sentries were in their stock. 0 right now. Only Ogre, I believe, is carrying a couple. So you're going to need to be very cautious about where exactly you're dropping that sort of stuff. That sentry is just out of range as well as another dive happening.
Yeah, they were able to save the Drow Ranger. That was the Hurricane Pike to the high ground, but trying to kill Japolda, that's a lot of money. It's a split kill for the Dire as the tower gets the kill and the Doom to follow. This is a lot of money for Covenant, but they need to secure this kill, and it doesn't look like they're going to get to the Doom all the way. Well, they got something for their efforts, but being this far behind, they're going to have to repeat that a couple times.
And it wasn't just given over to any core, it was the Dire that got the kill as well. So it's a lot of split bounty coming through from all the allies. You just want all of that pumped into a core. At least off the back of that, Puck's going to have the Blink Dagger available, so be able to maneuver around a little bit easier.
Oh, poor Windtouch and Haraith being forced away from the triangle once again. Dawnbreaker has Solar Guardian in 10 seconds. Just look at that damage. The TB and the Illusion's chasing an Ogre under the tower. He's like, I don't want to use my Fire Blast, but I kind of might have to on these Illusions. Kid2 coming in from the side. There's the Swashbuckle used. Pango's gone. Dagon is still available. Nyx can throw in a big quick heal for himself there. I like the quick burst. I mean, onto the Tusk. They will take him out as well. Gluttony with the Starbreaker. There's not even a T1 taken in this lane, so they can't really convert to the T2 tower yet. But Tormentor is spawning, Wisdom is spawning, and a wave already here. Usually you take all of these with the Aegis. I think now they can just take it without it.
Yeah, or at least maybe, I don't know, 10k in front, so the fact that 15k in front is real nice.
It helps, maybe.
I'm a little surprised that Zet went all the way back, though. I mean, Nyx is revealed on the map underneath the tier 2 tower, so maybe they feel like, look, we really just need to protect this. We need to protect our Tormentor, we need to protect our Wisdom Rune, we need a little bit of control here, but I'm not sure if that's the right choice. Dude, use not the Pango. He's got buyback. I don't really want to use it for this, though. You should know that they're going for this. Just gonna have to sit back and do nothing. Yeah, I was a little surprised. I thought Puck would continue to cut waves on the top side of the map, maybe secure that tier 1 tower as well, just so that it takes that little bit longer time for, you know, a potential TP to be punishing RR. Who has a Hurricane Pike. He's working into the Ags. I'm just a little worried that he's not getting active enough. I mentioned that Drow, low cooldown. You don't really need much to be able to do a lot here, but just hasn't been doing anything after all those deaths in the laning phase.
Yeah, this is the capital RR, if that was written in smaller letters, since we do have 3 East European players on the advanced esports roster, at least based on their nationality. You do know what that means, right?
No, the only RR I know of is Red Rooster here in Australia.
Oh, really?
Chicken and chips place, very nice.
Oh, in Cyrillic, RR means GG.
Oh. Oh, quickly for their sake, that's not going to be the case, is Kido. Spidey senses.
They were tipsy dancing a bit there, holding their hands, even if they don't know the others there. Phantom Waltz.
That is a Dagon 3 with Dagon 4 coming out on Kido's courier right now. So, good luck to anyone, pretty much. I want to see more raindrops bought by pretty much everyone on the Covenant.
Needed.
Radiant are scanning.
Item they're going to absolutely have to rely on. Raindrops can save lives. Roshan is dropping. The Aegis will be secured here for Mr. Terrorblade. The best Aegis carrier could do.
He missed
Finish off the puck here.
Fail.
Quite on the money there for Gluttony, but actually is enough to catch the puck. He was waiting for the orb to go a bit further, and the greed cost him his life.
Should have known that there's still a Nyx nearby, so...
Doom with the Doom, DP cancel. Nah, he's gonna walk up with the War Stomp. And there's the Doom. Drow forced away. Ogre keeping tabs on the Doom. There goes your Drow with the Quap rotating in. Irea trying to cause some havoc here.
There's just no damage.
But then the Sonic Wave just pushes the Pango off of the map. And now the Tusk is in trouble because he's left alone. Pango ulti's run out. And it's another triple kill with 4 heroes dead. Hiraeth, 2 more seconds for the Quap. He might just go all the way. He's hungry for that, you know, getting an ultra, but unfortunate for him, Pango's already safe. But now there's no tier 2, and they feel safe enough to at least get a bit of a push going on the tier 3.
Sure, they've got the Aegis, you've got TB level 17, plenty to be able to just keep on pushing forward, and yeah.
Nyx is here. Quap,
Oh, hooray.
you ready to go? Nah, not needed. Then Nyx
He was
will do it all by
literally
himself.
1 gold away from his Blink Dagger as well, and that just sends him back another 201.
Well,
What happens if you've got someone that gets bullied in the laning stage that just and gets stunned off by the Spike Carapace? That
yeah, now they're all getting bullied.
you need
They
to
finally
contribute.
got the Nyx. Got the Nyx, but that's all you're going to get from this one, as the Tusk is going to drop another triple. And there's the RR. The GG called in chat. Advanced Esports will take the first game of the Covenant.
I think they just took a lot more effective team fights, and Covenant didn't play to their main strengths, which was ball up and go. You know, I know it's dangerous and scary to do that against a Quap and a Dawnbreaker especially, but that was what they drafted for. And yeah, it just felt like a little, I don't know, Gluttony played a pretty great position 5 last game, pairing together with the TB, so wouldn't hate him just going back for that again. I just feel like, especially because the Sand King has gone the Sand Shroud, it's a huge missed opportunity if you just don't put the Nyx in that lane.
Yeah, a bit of a movie reference as well, but he did see a lot of dead people too. And our observer also highlighting the Sand Shroud.
Yeah.
Invisible Sand King until the Nyx shows up.
Until the Nyx shows up. Oh, they're walking into each other. Has to be a little careful there, Heraith, away from the rest of the team.
We had 5 kills last time the bounty spawned.
True.
This time around, looks like we're going to have to wait until the final seconds again. If that happens again or not. You got pretty good level 1 on the Radiant side too. I would like Covenant actually to fight it if they have the opportunity for it. Hoodwink's a lot of damage, Weaver with Skitter Step. Of course, you don't want a level 1 Fissure on your mid-shaker. That would be a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, that's the main concern for mine. Like, you're basically forced to going something that you really don't want to.
What is this Drow set? Why have I not seen this before?
Look quite nice.
Let me check. So that is the Raven Cloak set.
That sounds like something that you would have ordered online. Am I wrong?
This is not... This is not from the Crimson Witness, even though it looks like it could be a Crimson Witness set with all the red. I'm just seeing the tradable and marketable after 25 in
Maybe it was a TI.
in April. April 25, yeah.
All right, predictions, T. What's going to happen this game?
We're going to see 2 lanes won for Advanced Esports, but that 1 lane, the Shaker tying, I wouldn't say tying it up, maybe winning the Ember, but the Ember wins it around the map. Maybe the Shaker gives a bit of impact into this game. I believe in Zet. But 2 for 1 in lanes. Or 2-0 technically in mids. Technically a tie, because given reasons.
Didn't opt to put the Nyx together with the Drow Ranger, so at least the Sand King's going to have an okay time in that lane. Just the 1 sentry that he's got right now on Gluttony. As Copycat gets rid of the 1, blocking the hard camp.
I'll get his access onto that lane soon. Weaver actually caught quite deep out of the tower too, but Shikuchi's still on cooldown. That was 1 Nyx stun and 1 right click with Scorched Earth from Doom, and Weaver's down to 50%, so gotta be careful with the Sukuchi usage. Always, I keep repeating this, I'll say it again. Level 1 Shikuchi, if you're using it to go in, make sure you get out, because if you fall way too far, that cooldown will be the death of you.
I wonder if he does still just opt to go in and try and fight this, right? Like, maybe. I feel like if he was to do it, the time is right now when the Scorched Earth was still on cooldown, but going to be the case. Get a pull off.
Danok, I want to show you something a bit intriguing. Look at the mid lane, and look at where this ward is. It's under his tower. Can we look at that, Observer? Can we look at the mid lane Dire ward under the T1 tower? Like, that is a very untraditional spot to put it. Usually you're always hugging, say, here, or on the enemy side, maybe a cliff, but he's put it under his tower. Something I don't see too often, and we didn't see this first split either, because it is Copycat going down to the draft.
And
that's what you get for a TED Talk with T-Panda.
Exactly. That's what you get for listening to T. Never listening again. No, but it's an interesting one for sure in that mid lane. I mean, I guess the main thing he's wanting is just coverage over the power in spot, right? Like, that's all he feels like he needs. He realizes that this isn't the greatest of lanes as Drow actually goes down as the return comes from Copycat.
Yeah, Copycat returns after his death and returns the favor. Sand King needed that kill too because he only has 8 last hits, and now with these early levels being so crucial for Sand King, very important kill. But does he get a lot of CS with it? Doesn't really look like it because the Dawnbreaker is still protecting the wave.
Zach got really low there. Like a bit of a dive coming through from Jabolna. Be careful when he does move on forward. I feel like he's in a potential position to die if he moves forward. This is 2 points in the Searing Chains. Yep.
Oh, that's a close call. Doesn't quite get to him though.
Does bully him away from the lane though.
I love how these mid laners are holding onto their fairy fires until the attack animations completely finish, and then they pop it.
It's all about the efficiency, T. It's all that matters.
It is.
Oh,
close attempt in bottom.
Did miss a few in the last game, didn't he, Kiddo? He did a lot right, but impales weren't always on the mark.
Yeah, and he also doesn't have Mind Flare leveled up at all, so he's sticking around in the lane with the Doom, hoping for kills above him, finding some farm for himself. Now the Weaver and the Lich are going to be chasing the Nyx Assassin for a bit. Get the D-Ward as they go in there. Still has the Lotus.
There's action
everywhere.
everywhere.
Like the Lich might actually be the one potentially dropping. Has to go all the way back down. There's the Frost Shield trying to chase the Nyx Assassin with the Shikuchi. Stick is used. 1 more second for the stun. Wind Touch taking a couple extra hits. The Infernal Blade is ready, and the stun from the Nyx is going to be enough. Kidu will get the kill, and Weaver will get the return.
That's why.
Diving under the tower all the way. 14 stick charges, but can't stay all the way.
Alright. A little mindful.
An attempt was made.
An attempt was made, absolutely. It means that he can drop the salve at least, so Kiddo able to bring that one back for SY.
Yeah. Oh, that was a smart usage of the Glyph as well, so Zed doesn't end up tanking the tower while being caught with the chains, and only if he got another enchant totem with the Aftershock, he would have maybe killed the Ember Spirit there. Very back and forth there in a quick sequence.
When you were calling that previous team fight, there was legit dives happening in top and mid at the exact same time, so it's clear that there's a little bit of a rivalry going on between these two teams. Covenant have a lot of pride in them, so that first game's result is going to be stinging them a little bit, but it's looking a lot better for them this time around. Hasn't really been a demolition in any of the lanes.
They're not going to give out without a fight. And potentially that fight could lead into a win. Weaver, Shaker doing so far so good in the lane, so can't see Advance taking a 2-lane victory, at least here at the 6-minute mark. Things could still change. Got Nyx Assassin rotating towards mid for the 6-minute rune.
An important rotation as well, especially considering how even this lane is going.
Can he catch the Shaker? He's already used all of his spells, but Jabolna won't be able to follow up on it, and the rune is bottom. So Kidu's going to have to take it away.
Doesn't have a stun to actually stop him. But yeah, so he'll have to end up picking this up. But
Echo Slam, close for the kill. Ember walks away. The trick shot coming out from the Hoodwink. Zet goes down, and Copycat's going to follow as well. That's level 6 in the Ember. All right. Value AD on the Nyx Assassin turns things around.
He just stayed just in the range of that XP as well, making sure he got the level 6 off the back of that. So even though Shaker got it just prior to that team fight, tried to use it onto the two heroes, not quite enough to be able to make the action happen.
Yeah, not enough points in Aftershock to hold the Ember in place to follow with another enchant totem after the Echo Slam. So he'll just watch the Ember walk away.
Gluttony, staying true to his name. He's looking to try and get a little bit greedy here, go for the yoink away of this Wisdom Rune.
Has to play against 2 stuns, not going to be easy. Wisdom is secured. Bushwhack in range. Tries to get the slow in, and there's the stun. He cuts down one of the trees, but it doesn't break both of them. It's going to be a slow bleeding death for Gluttony. Copycat takes him. Here comes the Drow. There's still a Burrow Strike. They do take them to Doom as well, but it looks like the Sand King's given up here against the Drow. Or is it because the Shaker's walking in, and he'll slap him down? Covenant finding multiple kills around the map.
Nice little bait coming through there. Haraith has to be very careful about how.
It's not even over yet. They're going on Kidoo bottom. Trying to kill the next assassin. The Sinister Gaze comes out, but they're out of mana. The stun connects. Going to Weaver, 6 HP. And Kidoo gets blasted by the Lich. Gluttony trying to take down Wind Touch. Needs a little bit more. Frost Shield comes out. And there's the Doom. The big angry Doom looking for the kill on the Lich. He's going to get it with the big burn. And slaps a right click on Wind Touch.
And right click has way too big of a range too. He's already a strong enough hero. He doesn't need that. His TP just got cancelled there. It looks like Hoodwink ended up cancelling that one, not joining in with the rest of the team. Gonna need to be very mindful though, of this. Oh, that's not a great death, as that is a solo kill from the Drow Ranger onto the Sand King. Both teams obviously know that these stacks are up, so that is going to be very, very dangerous. It's going to be the main thing that's going to be contested for this next little bit, as both mid laners going for these little style points, picking off the squishy supports on the back lines. It almost feels, to be honest, like Zet just needs to go into this this hard camp and just echo slam it, honestly. Like,
yeah, Weaver doomed as well. He's dead. Oh, that's an accidental GG well played there from the Weaver, so I think that might be forgiven. Because he got doomed farming a camp. There's the revenge, though, as Zet shows up. Echo Slam used, but Doom is a tanky boy. Zet, he could have maybe actually gotten the kill there with the Lich, but they weren't entirely sure if they could get it. The Frost Blast was still on cooldown. Now Zet's in trouble. Ember continues to bully. Kidoo dies to the camp, trying to interrupt the Sand King farming a hard camp. So yeah, a bit of an XD moment there.
Did he end up getting anything off the back of that? Not really.
Doesn't look like he did. Not a lot of CS on Kidoo.
And I mean, whenever you're walking into a camp against a Sand King with Stinger and Caustic in A, it's going to be dangerous.
Yep, definitely feeling the energy between the two teams, but still, even if Covenant were looking really good just 3-4 minutes back, it's a triple core lead again for Advance, and Drow is further ahead than anybody else.
For sure. I mean, it was always going to be a pretty good lane for the Drow, especially considering both support options that they had. Could have honestly been going even better than it is right now, as Hoodwink looks like he's going to be going down as well. Jabolna, he's just leading from the front, right, with all of these rotations, really showing the strength of this Ember Spirit in the right person's hands. Going for the Mage Slayer as well, so this is a lot more of a cohesive, actually using the Epicenter to be able to just take out that Dawnbreaker. Yes, he will.
Sure. Pretty worth. Also be able to keep Jabolna away. Haraith was hoping for something else from that shovel, except for a Cobalt. That's just extra CS for the Drow Ranger. One more hit was required for the kill. Now Drow might be in a bit of trouble. How are you going to find your way out of this one? No silence. Does have multi-shot, but multi-shots are not really going to chase. Maybe he gets the Sand King. He does! And now the Ember is diving under the tower, gets the chains onto Zet. Zet trying to blow him up, but he will die to the burn. And now Drow fights all the way to the bitter end. Will be taken down by Wind Touch in the end. So still a 2-for-2, the Dawnbreaker being the whole start of the sequence.
Yes, indeed. And that was a TP up from the bottom side of the map as well from the Weaver. I guess a little mindful of Doom itself. Not wanting to be caught out by SY there, but that leaves that tower completely unguarded. So this is going to be a lot of net worth that's just being lost underneath the tower, as well as a lot of damage being done into it as well.
Okay. Again, it's going to connect that stun, but he missed the Burrow Strike. But Dawnbreaker can't quite get to the high ground safety. That hammer doesn't really take the Dawn far enough from the arms of Zet. Kills this Earthshaker desperately needs, because when you think about the comparison between the mids, again, Jabolna's been getting a lot out of it. You highlighted as well that this Ember has been playing just as active as the Quap in Game 1. But the Shaker hasn't found as many kills with his moves around the map. He needs this one to work out. It is a Drow Ranger as well, but the scan and then the gate movement towards bottom.
It's a smart
That's going to
move,
hurt
right?
his blink timing.
I mean, no one's defended bot for the last, like, minute and a half, and no one's defending mid, and you've got a bit of vision behind the tier 1 tower, and no one's there. Like, you should know where they are. Yeah.
Full confirmation. Because of the safety... Oh. Okay. Well...
Gotta kill him before he...
All I can really say is the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. As he sticks around walking in circles, and then a random sentry gets dropped down and he's dead.
Again, though, it's one of those instances where, hello, TP coming in here from the Sand King. Is this the best option? You've got a Doom who's ready and waiting just to be able to get that free kill.
Zed's in trouble. He's going to need some backup here from his teammates, but how many people can actually show up? The tower's already dead. Lich's TP's taking forever. He's finally back in action. Lich ulti thrown in onto the creep wave. It's brought all the way to the back line for the Dawn. Dawn's going to bring it back in, but because it's only a level 1, it doesn't actually start to connect on anybody. It's already expired, and they will lose everyone. The Echo used as well, and Drow cleans up so many kills. He got the tower, he gets 2 kills. He's even further away than he was before this fight started.
And that Frostbound, only 2 seconds, like you mentioned, at level 1, so just makes it a whole lot challenging for me. That is a really weird Sand King teleport, right? Like, right into the middle of things, and on top of everything, versus a Doom, he's still going Bloodstone. This just feels really odd to me from Haraith coming through here as in terms of item choices and what his team actually needs for him to do. He is your initiation until, like, Shaker feels like counter-initiation for mine, as opposed to that full-on initiation. You need that Blink SK stun to be able to make anything happen.
Yeah, I don't think you have the room to farm this Bloodstone. I mean, you'll build it if your game is going well with your team, you have control of your map, things are calm, everyone's farming. This is a game where you're responding to enemy aggression. You don't have time to farm a Bloodstone.
And you're against the Doom. Like,
and you're against the Doom.
Yeah. And he doesn't have the Dust Devil facet as well, so it's just going to be a whole lot slower. You don't have that ongoing damage from the Sandstorm just to assist with that farming pace. So, you know, they've already been able to take a tier 1 tower mid and bot basically just with creeps. Drow took the tier 1 top. You've stolen away the Wisdom Rune as well. It's only going to get worse and worse.
Map's starting to feel pretty awfully small here, and you're relying on a Weaver, which is not exactly the best hero to play from behind. Want to keep the game at least somewhat even. Well, they're looking for this Lich down in mid. Just bullying him to death here. Windtouch does get the Sinister Gaze off, but that's about it. Dawn gonna heal up the Nyx Assassin. Copycat's already used the Sharpshooter. Zed looking for an Echo, 5 seconds. But no creeps around. It will be very minuscule in terms of damage. Haraith, though, does he have the chance to burrow? No, he's a bit too late for this one. Had no vision. Still catches the Nyx with it, and Nyx will drop, but he got all of his spells off. And now the Sand King's gonna pay the price for killing a support.
Okay. I mean, at least he buys the Blink, right? So it's not like that previous game where he was 1 gold short of the Blink Dagger and ended up dying. He's not going to lose any of that unreliable gold. You are going to lose your Earthshaker, though, off the back of this Doom.
Yeah, Sand King out, easy Doom target. So gonna run down Copycat. There's the Frostbound Lich ulti once again. Ember, it's gonna jump back in. Gonna try and split this one. Gluttony's the one to bring it away. Doom was able to run, but the Ember took too much damage from it. So he's gonna go down.
Those tier 3 towers are pretty dangerous when it's only 16 minutes in. And
yeah.
The majority of the damage, honestly, to the Ember Spirit off the back of that one. Even just that TP coming through from the Shaker, right? They're a little lucky that that was split up as it was. The big kill bounty coming from the Ember Spirit was like a bit of a repeat from the previous game. Gives Shaker the Blink Dagger, because he TP'd in about 200 gold short of the Blink Dagger. For Windtouch. Easy food.
I think another game suggestion, which I love to throw from time to time, we should make different models permanent models for Tier 2 and Tier 3 and Tier 4 to depict how scary they are, so players will dive less frequently because it's visibly scary to do that.
Diving's just fun in general. You want to encourage that. Encourage the big plays. There's a nice Blink initiation. Good reveal.
Very good setup.
You just see the difference night and day, but they still want to go in.
Kidu trying to finish up the Weaver is not going to be quite enough, though. Remnants under the tower, Jabolna. You're surely not going to jump that deep, are you? The stun connected onto the next assassin. Doom, no ulti for him. 2 more seconds for the Scorched Earth. Ember tanking the majority of the Lich and the Earthshaker right now, but the Shaker's dropping low. Zed getting blocked by this creep wave. Epicenter load up. Wraith waiting for his blink, but he does get hit by the dust, and his blink's constantly cancelled. He cannot even use it, so he's epicentering on the spot.
Oh, he's got regen as well on the Ember. He can still go in.
He just goes back in. That's 1, that's 2. Double for the Doom. And this Ember coming back in healthy. Caught the Shikuchi Weaver. Oh, dear.
Just played perfectly. He was dodging out spells left, right, and center. Make sure he was caught out by a little bit, but as long as he was in that Searing Chains, there was no stun coming onto the Ember Spirit. He made sure to dodge out the Enchant Totem as well, just with the Sleight of Fist, and playing that regen rune to perfection, even just spending some time inside the Sleight of Fist so that he got that little bit of an extra tick while he was invulnerable. Really, really nicely done by Jabolna.
Yeah, we went from one perfect sequence from Covenant to a perfect sequence from Advance. But they really recognize, like, the threat of the ultis are gone, and the way they isolated the Sand King, talking about him, he's isolated again. He doesn't get the chance to hide in the trees, load up Epicenter and blink in, because, you know, first the dust hits him because of his facet choice. Well, Zet's trying to run away, the Lich ulti's still bouncing, Gluttony's holding on to it. Now we'll rake off now. Chains onto 2 on the low ground. Here's the hammer. That's a deadly one. And the Doom comes out. The high ground stun from Gluttony. And they'll be able to make sure this Weaver dies.
He's in a little bit of 2 minds as well about his item choice. The first item that he went for was the Perseverance before any kind of farming accelerant. So he's a little bit behind. Yes, Linken's is a very, very important item this game, but not at the expense of your farm, and it's still going to be a long, long time until he gets into it, if he does at all, before this GG is potentially called.
Yeah, but I still want to finish my sentence about the previous fight. Because of the facet choice on Sand King, Dust breaks your blink and puts it on a 4-second cooldown.
He went for was the Perseverance before any kind of farming accelerant, so he's a little bit behind. Yes, Linken's is a very, very important item this game, but not at the expense of your farm, and it's still going to be a long, long time until he gets into it, if he does at all, before this GG is potentially called.
Yeah, but I still want to finish my sentence about the previous fight. Because of the facet choice on Sand King, Dust breaks your blink and puts it on a 4-second cooldown. Which actually hurt him the most in that fight, because he's able to hide, they pop Dust, blink suddenly on cooldown, now he's epicentering and not moving anywhere.
Yeah. Very unfortunate. I hear a Solar Guardian to try and, I was about to say save, but it's actually a kill onto Zed. Just with the supports again. Love these sorts of duos.
And now they can TP straight back to the outpost and join the original fight here, because Doom is already chasing the Lich. Drow helps him take him down. Sand King hiding in the trees. Wraith. It's just outside of vision. And he walks into the Dawnbreaker, but he's got the blink, so he's able to get out. But that means 20-minute Tormentor. That's going to go down.
Should be very, very quick and easy for them to be able to secure this one. Kiddo getting a nice little bonus for himself.
Yeah, I mean, well-deserved. Applying a break, maybe the Shaker Aftershock doesn't work.
Yep.
Maybe the Weaver Geminate attack disappears. I mean, Weaver's a target you want to jump on anyway, so I think that can be slightly handy, but not really an effect you'll notice.
Sorry, I'm just seeing the little bartering going on between Kiddo and Jabolna. Kiddo takes the regen rune instead of bottling it up for Jabolna, giving him a full bottle, and then just gives him over a healer itself, saying, you know what, this will make things right.
You receive, I receive.
Here we
Kiddo
go.
runs into Hoodwink.
Goodbye.
Nice quick burst. There goes the Hoodwink. 0 damage dealt onto the Dawnbreaker. Wraith. Okay, that's a bit late for the epicenter now. He's silenced up and he's not able to get out. And he dies. That's a huge nuke onto the Lich as well, because that is an Axe Drow.
They're just not connected. They're not connected at all. You had the Earthshaker standing nearby, level 12.
Gonna have to ulti his way out of this one.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Just trying to cut the waves.
it's getting to the point where he needs to be like next to the advance base, like between tier 2s and tier 3s. Like dying there, sure you might die, but that's not the worst. It means they're not pushing.
Oh, Gluttony almost died himself there.
Ooh, Weaver.
And he's found the Weaver again, and he's got the ulti this time around. Ember just needs one remnant jump. He reads it correctly. Takes down the Weaver. Prepare for a lesson indeed. Welcome back to school.
Javolna is playing a great series.
I was just thinking about Viva La Bam. Like, what is he gonna do next?
And they're even using offensive scans here just to try and find someone, get Kiddo more free kills. Level 3 Dagon going into the Blink Dagger after that. Just wanting to try and get in onto those backlines, make sure that you're not getting this initiation / counter initiation coming through. And Zet finally putting himself on the front lines with that siege creep wave to be able to secure a tower. Oh, here we go.
Oh, the Aegis is picked up. Solar Guardian to the top lane. Kidu trying to help him out. Zet, though, with the Echo Slam, takes down the next assassin. Copycat. Get blinked on by the Doom. Followed up by the Stun Lock, and this squirrel is burning.
There's a decent kill bounty coming through for the Shaker off the back of that. Means that he gets a lot closer towards that BKB, which, of course, very, very important against this team. Don't want to be caught in the silence, the root, blink disables that they've got across the board.
Yeah, plenty of stuff. Also, Drow's just able to solo the Tormentor, so he gives a shard for the Ember Spirit.
All right. Feels good.
That can be with... That can be very useful, actually, that shard. Considering that they're ahead, their opponents are still squishy. That's a 1200 Weaver, 1200 Lich, 1200 Hoodwink. Even the Sand King is super soft. Like, before he gets that Bloodstone ready, which he has almost completed, he's still only 1600 max. So you can get another Remnant every time somebody dies.
He hasn't even necessarily gone, like, the highest damage build on this Ember either. Like, it is very, very magic-based, you know? Going into the Aghanim Scepter next, he's got the Shiva's Guard, of course, with the Veil component. He's got the Grove Bow for even more magic resistance amplification. It's a lot, and it's really enabling the Nyx, the Doom, and the Dawn to a really high capability.
I wonder what Covenant's planning now. Like, you get that Bloodstone, I don't think, is that worthy enough to go for Smoke? The same thing for BKB on the Shaker. I would just wait for the high ground fight. Because those are still some pretty big items, but are they good enough to play aggressive on the map?
Again, I'd be looking to just try and cut lanes as much as possible. Haraith, he might be in a little bit of danger here. They're pinging him out. Is he... No, I was about to say, does he have enough damage to take him out solo, or do you need to wait for the Dawn ulti? But there goes my question being answered.
Yeah, he could afford another level of Dagon with that kill now. All the way up to level 4 and the level 5. There's the Mind Flare cooldown talent picked up by him. He'll be able to use it at least twice, maybe thrice in a fight now with a 4-second cooldown.
Damage received in the past 15 seconds, and you've got a 4-second cooldown Mind Flare. That's nuts.
If you have Coddle, you can cast it twice.
Isn't that fun?
Ain't it fun?
It's not fun living in this world.
Advance would love to go on the high ground, but still, you know, 3 minutes of Aegis. You can bide your time, keep the lanes pushed in, increase that lead, wait for the mistake from Covenant. I mean, they're going to get frustrated very soon with this base holding, and they're probably discussing, we have all these items, can we make something happen with it? Sand King's Courier did die, meaning he won't actually get his energy booster unless he walks to the secret shop to pick it up. They pinged out the Weaver. Kidu's coming in, so expect the Dawnbreaker to show up as well. He's trying to catch him here. He's right behind him. And there we go.
Goodbye.
Kidu. He doesn't have enough mana for the Mind Flare. He ran out. Waiting for the Dawnbreaker to probably connect on that, but Weaver gets out. Not enough mana.
It's going to get out for now. That's the sort of thing that you need to be doing, though, right? You need to be cutting waves. You need to be preventing them from going up onto your high ground with this Aegis. You need to force an Aegis-less fight, especially if it means that you're able to get into that next item for the Sand King. He's got enough for the Bloodstone now. Again, I don't necessarily think it's the greatest Bloodstone game, but
yeah,
committed
SCP's
for
bottom,
it.
by the way. We're going to see a fight here. Zed going to be walking into the Doom. Quick blink out. Doom follows up right after that. Copycat just got the bushwhack off, and Earthshaker BKB teleport away. We're going to follow up on Copycat, though. That was the Hurricane Pike, actually, and Copycat cast before. So all he needed was vision from the Dawn to hit from a million miles away.
And Kiddo just picks up 2 Dagon at once. He's going to see the Lincolns and say, damn, the one person I can't kill.
Maybe with Mind Flare he could. He's picking up an even tankier target this time around.
Oh, did it in the wrong order, though.
Now the Mind Flare? He doesn't get the cast off. I think the time has already expired for him to get the bonus damage off now, so he just falls. Easy pick for Zet and for RR.
Mistake coming through there. Do get a nice D ward, though, so again, like, the map is just so dark right now for the Covenant. Only ward that they've got covering that river, and that's not really where Advance want to be at this point. They want to try and make the most out of this last little bit of the Aegis. Might be forced back, though, with Nyx still in the grave. And basically, his death timer is reminiscent of what Drow has left to play with. So they've withstood the first little volley coming their way. Not like there's no room to grow, though, for Advance. They've still got plenty of advancement coming forward. As
walking in straight towards Zet.
Just got it.
That was a close call because Shaker had his TP on cooldown for 4 seconds when he got there. That's an SNY courier snipe.
SNY courier for SY. Ends up dying. Very fitting. How many people are holding on to a Gossamer Cape?
They spot the Nyx. Dusts are flying in. He's going to try and snipe. Copycat, he'll not even try. He'll take it. Wraith, though, pops his Bloodstone early, but he's dying way too fast. Epicenter went... No, it didn't, actually. It stayed. Drow picks up the Lich ulti while he's chasing the Lich himself. Hits the high ground, doesn't quite finish him off, but the Weaver's gone, and so are 2 others of their team. Epicenter sound went off, but it never went on cooldown, so they at least have that when they get back alive.
They've got... Ooh. A little bit of a misplay there, actually, by Gluttony. Could have opted to put down the Celestial Hammer to withstand a little bit of the damage coming through from the tower, maybe keep the creep wave alive, make it so that Drow doesn't need to go up onto the high ground, as he does now, just to provide a little bit of that extra healing. But I guess he doesn't feel like there's too much danger, considering Sand King was still in the grave, there's no Chain Frost that you have to worry about, and there's no creeps to get that Echo Slam value coming through.
He's going to attempt. He's going straight for the epicenter. Make the play onto the Drow Ranger alone. There's the stun, the damage set following up on it. They've got it. That goes. And there's the BKB popped as well. Zet will be immune for a moment, but Kid just deletes Wind Touch, forces the buyback. The stun connects onto the Sand King as Doom also follows up on it. Her Wraith will fall. Jabalna, in between 4 heroes right now, does have his Ags. He just needs to get a bit of time and get the hell out of there. Surviving for now, Remnants away, and he is gone from the fight. Bug still chewing him, though, and RR wants to get close, but this Ember is further and further away.
Might be able to get SY off the back of this, though. Ember really isn't in a position to rejoin this fight, so they'll get... Oh, I was about to say something off the back of this, and, well, with 4 heroes, they're still going to do it, but it requires 3 buybacks coming through, 2 from Core, Zet, Wraith, both committing theirs alongside Wind Touch on his Lich.
Yeah, and you don't really get a deadly push out of this either. There's still T1s and T2s up on the map, so it's not even like we're getting a lane of racks for our efforts. Their respawn timers are also too short. Even if it is a 30-minute game already, it's like the Drow's already up, the Nyx Assassin's going to be up in 25. So all they can realistically get is just 2 towers. It's not going to be enough to trade for a tier 3 and a range racks falling. And the buybacks, as you mentioned, the 3 used.
Definitely not, and this is the sort of situation where, like, Zed fought back for that team fight, right? He gutted himself in terms of his second Interceptor progression. But because of that successful end to the team fight, he's actually only 1,000 gold away from it, but still they're letting Weaver, with the buyback remaining, to... Oh, see you later, Hoodwink.
There's a revenge
Ooh,
crew,
this is
but
bad.
Zed, that's a dieback on the Shaker. If he falls here, it's going to be rough for him. He's got a long blink cooldown. Kitu trying to snipe him down. MESWA is just slightly too late to try and catch him.
Whatever
There
Lich
you have
did
it.
to just wave the flag and say, hit me instead, he did a good job because Shaker dies, this game is as good as done. You need that burst damage to be able to come through and, you know, confirm kill onto who still is your main tower sieger in the Drow Ranger. Feels like she might just look to, well, I was about to say wait until she's level 20. No real need though, right? With Lich dead, guaranteed. You're not going to have Frost Shield, and feels like those towers are going to go down pretty damn quickly.
Yeah, Shaker doesn't have a TP for another 20 seconds either, so he's not coming back to defend this base either, for a while at least. And they already caught the Sand King. Silence is there. Huge damage from the Drow Ranger. And her Wraith will drop. You do with a bit of a friendly tip there, and maybe caught him a bit out of position.
It's really like a lose-lose situation though, isn't it? Like, you don't want to lose a lane of racks, especially while... Yeah. GG being called. Lasted a little bit longer this one, but it still felt like a pretty dominant performance coming through from Advance and making up for those that loss in the first open qualifier.
The first few minutes, they looked good for the Covenant. We didn't get ourselves that level 1 brawl at all, but they were able to punish a couple times Advance